What's better for the buyers? Is it new construction or is it resale? So in this video, I'm going to give you the pluses and minuses of each, whether you're considering new construction or resale here in the Lakewood Ranch area. Hello, it's Mark Boehmig, Michael Saunders and Company, and in this channel, Living in Lakewood Ranch, I cover all the areas around Lakewood Ranch, from Sarasota up to Bradenton and Siesta Key to Anna Maria Islands. So I thought today would be a great time to talk about new construction versus resale, because I get a lot of people that come here to the Lakewood Ranch area and they don't realize that we have as many new home communities as we do. And that is probably one of the reasons why Lakewood Ranch, for the 5th year in a row, is voted the #1 multi-generational community in all of the United States. We have about 18 or 20 new construction neighborhoods going on right now, and this is March of 2023, and we'll probably have a few more coming on here before the end of the year. But really, I wanted to talk about what is the difference in buying a resale versus new construction. What are the pluses and minuses? So I've made a list here that I thought might help guide some people to be able to make that decision whether they want to try new construction or whether they'd have the resale. So the first thing I want to talk about is when you get new construction, you get to pick most everything in it. Now, even some of these spec homes, the builders can tell you what's already been selected, and then sometimes if you start from scratch and it has not been permitted, then you do get to choose what you want your interior features to be. Do you want all tile? Do you want a certain paint color scheme on the inside and on the outside? What kind of appliances do you want? Hurricane windows? Do you want a pool? Those kind of things. So there is a big selection process, which a lot of people want to go through when they're getting a home. Now, versus a resale, you're not going to have those options. So the house is going to be like it is. Now, you can find something that is just like what you want, and typically that's what we do for buyers that are coming here. We find them, they give us the criteria, and we try and select what they want, the best way we can get a match to be made, and then they're quite satisfied with that. So on resale, you don't have the selection process that you do with new construction. Now, one of the cons is probably the length of time that it takes for new construction. Some of the contracts that I have going on right now are approaching 2 years in some of the communities due to the supply issues, the pandemic, and also the lack of labor due to the Hurricane Irma that came in down in the Fort Myers area. FEMA put out a call and a lot of the trades went down there to work in that area, probably making more money. And then once that is taken care of, they're going to be eventually moving back up this way. But right now, new construction is taking quite a bit of time to get finished. So if you're comparing new construction to resale, no question about it. Resale, you can be in 30 days, sometimes a little quicker, sometimes just a little bit longer. But if you find the right house, resale for somebody that doesn't want to wait 2 years would be the way to go. So the third thing I wanted to talk about has kind of already been touched on, is new construction issues. You know, builders run out of certain items that they've already anticipated that was going to be put into the house. So buyers are not too keen on making switches. Sometimes it's for the better, and typically the builders are going to put as equal a grade or slightly better than what they had originally chosen. But the build process itself is not easy. You do your inspections, you do your slab inspection, or the county does, and you're welcome to view that. But when the county comes out and takes a look at the slab, then they come and take a look at the framing before the drywall. They check the roof. So the process is a lot more involved when you're doing a new construction versus, of course, the resale. It's all been done, it's all been permitted, everything's ready to go. Number 4 on our list is we're finding, and I'm finding, it seems to me to be that typically the lots are a little bit closer together on the new construction, because they're trying to squeeze as many homes as they can into the certain lot configurations. Now, most of these new home communities have lot sizes that are stipulated, whether they're a 65, a 75, maybe a 90-foot lot or a 100-foot lot. The wider the lot, the more the lot price. The wider the lot, the bigger the house. The bigger the house, the higher the price. So that's typically how that works. Now, on our resale, we find that some of the older communities, stuff that was built 2000, 2005, 2006, 7, 8, in that time frame, tend to have a little bit more space on the lot sizes and between the homes. So that would be kind of a benefit maybe for the resale side versus what you would expect for new construction. Number 5 on the list that I wanted to address is landscaping. So a lot of people want to come here and they want to go into a neighborhood that already has the mature landscaping, such as Lakewood Ranch Country Club, that has the big oak trees with the moss hanging down around it and just has a lot of shade on the sidewalks for walking. That is a big draw, is people want a maturely landscaped and growth for the neighborhood, and you're not going to get that in new construction. So that would probably be a bonus for the resale and probably a little bit of a con for the new construction. So number 6 would be homeowners association. Now, most of these new neighborhoods, when you go into a new neighborhood, the homeowners association is being funded by the residents that are there plus the developer. So the developer is chipping in because all the lots aren't sold and the HOA has to exist. So it's not until the community is about 90% complete that the homeowners association is turned over to the actual homeowners themselves, which then they think about what it is that they want to provide for the community. Are they going to have landscaping? Are they going to have the 24-hour guard gate? Are they just going to go to a keypad system on the gates? So all of that stuff is determined after it's turned over to the homeowners association board for the members, for the people that actually live in there. So there can be a transition period. There is one going on right now in Lakewood National where they're going to have a lot of changes in the fees and the services, how they're going to go about charging the homeowners. So when you're in an established community, a community that's been around 5, 6, 7 years, they've usually worked out all of those details so you know in advance what those fees are, and they tend to be relatively stable after that point. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about is insurance. So insurance on a new home is typically less expensive than what it is on an older home. You have a new roof, you need water heater, new appliances, everything is new. So the insurance company knows that there's a less risk that something might go on to have someone file a claim. So on the older homes, the insurance might run a little bit higher. They're a little bit more picky on the age of the roof, and insurance has been an issue here in Florida. This year we're having a pretty good increase in the insurance rates. So what I typically like to do is tell people to call their insurance agent, and we usually supply a couple for them to use to reach out and get some quotes on a particular home that they might be considering. Number 8 would be amenities. What are the amenities in the neighborhoods? So a lot of these neighborhoods, if they're very old, if they're like Summerfield or Greenbrook, some of those, even some parts of Lakewood Ranch Country Club, the amenities themselves are not as much as what is in most of the newer communities now. But of course, their homeowners associations are quite a bit less as well. Some of them have very, very low homeowners associations. But when you go into most of these new developments, not all of them, but most of them, they're going to have the pool, maybe pickleball courts, a weight room, a gathering spot, a clubhouse. Whether the clubhouse has any kind of amenities in it, it just depends on the actual community itself. So when you're looking at the newer communities, they typically have a little bit more from the amenity standpoint. Especially if you're in the 55+ communities like Del Webb or Crestwind. Some of the older communities, not so much. So when you're looking at a new home community also, you're going to have limited lot selection. So people like to pick out the lot, they pick out the house that they want to go on the lot, but some of these neighborhoods have a limited lot selection because they're only releasing a few at a time, and you have to be okay with those lots. Now maybe you pick out the lot that you really want or the one that you've been waiting on. Now if you think about it from a resale standpoint, you just wait until one comes on that you like, to have the house that you like and the lot that you like, the view, and then you can be able to move forward and you're not waiting 1.5 to 2 years to get in to the new construction home because you have a resale that you have found that meets those criteria for lot selection. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about, number 10 on our list, is living through the construction process. So let's say that you've gotten your home finished, you've moved in, and they have 6 or 7 more on your street that haven't closed yet. What is going to be the time frame until they're done with those particular homes on your street and the ones that may be on your route to getting out of the street? Is it going to be a month? Is it going to be 6 months? Is it going to be a year? A lot of people don't like to live through other people's construction process, so that has to be a consideration. Of course, in the resales, the neighborhoods are done, everything is in place. Like I had said previously, all of the landscaping is in, so you don't have that much of a construction problem when you're in an established community. So I hope these tips have been helpful for you when you come to the Lakewood Ranch area and try and decide whether you want to be in resale or whether you want to be in new construction, because we have plenty of both. And I just did a market report. It looked to me like at the end of February we had 250 homes that were on the market available for sale, which is the largest number we've had by far in quite a long time. If you got value out of this video, just click that little subscribe button, ding the little bell. Mark Boehmig, Michael Saunders & Company.